Hey friends, today what we're going to be working on are some multiplication rules and patterns with our superhero, the bulldog. So we've been practicing yesterday and today different properties, which are like rules or patterns that we can use to help us solve problems. So this is a commutative property. You can always multiply factors in any order and you will always get the same product. Remember, commute means to travel to one place to another. So we can, and it's like when you travel to one place, you do it regularly when you commute. Maybe your family might commute to work, okay? And they do that same route every single day. And so we can do the same thing where we actually have 8 and 3, which equals 24, and then we can flip-flop and do 3 times 8. So this commutative property is sort of like a flip-flop property, or you can also think of commuting and flip-flopping, going one way and then going the other way as well. All right? The next property we've been practicing is the associative property. And so we talked about how we can group factors in different ways and you will get the same exact product. So 5 times 2 times 8 equals 80. 5 times 2 times 8 equals 80. Just depends on what we do first. Whatever was in parentheses, we do first. So the associative property we talked a little bit about today is like our buddy rule. So if we have 5 times 2 times 8, my buddies that I'm going to do first are 5 times 2, and then I'm going to multiply it times 8 to get 80, okay? We can also do it this way, 5 times 2 times 8, where my buddies I'm going to do first are 2 and 8, which is 5 times 16, and if you count by 5s 16 times, you would definitely get 80 as well. Now the distributive property is when a multiplication fact can be decomposed into the sum of 2 smaller facts. Remember, distribute means to give out. Think of your granny that might come and bring you presents, okay? She gives out presents. So what we're going to do is we're going to think one of the numbers, like 7, we're going to distribute 7 into 2 smaller numbers like 5 and 2. We're still multiplying 7 times 4. Instead of just doing 7 times 4, we're doing 5 times 4 and 2 times 4. Because 5 and 2 make 7. So when we distribute, that's when we're going to come up with 2 partners that add together. Make sure we're adding that to, and we're still multiplying each of those partners times 4. So we have 5 times 4 and 2 times 4. Let's practice with this example. Max needs to multiply 3 times 2 times 5. In what 2 ways can he find the product? We can model the grouping factors in different ways. We can do 3 times 2 times 5, which I know 3 times 2 equals 6, and 6 times 5, my leftovers, would be 30. Or I can change the groupings where I do 2 times 5, which equals 10, and then I multiply with the leftover 3 to also equal 30. So 3 times 2 times 5 equals 3 times 2 times 5, no matter where those parentheses are and what order you do it. Let's practice another example. How can you break apart one factor to find the product of 7 times 9? You can use a model to break apart one factor. Draw a rectangle to show 7 times 9. So if you count those squares, we have 7 going down and we have 9 going across. So instead of doing 7 times 9, what you can do is you can break apart that 9. Okay, and so you can see what we did here. We broke apart the 9 into 5 plus 4. We're still multiplying 7 times 9. We're just doing 7 times 5 and 7 plus 7 times 4. Okay, over here it shows us a little bit more. 7 times 5, which is 35, and then 7 times 4, which is 28. We still have 7 rows going down and 4 this way. We still have 7 rows going down here and 5 going across, okay? So we still have 7 times 5 plus 7 times 4, which gives us 35 plus 28. So to figure out 7 times 9, adding up 35 and 28 does equal 63. So I know 7 times 9 equals 63. How can you break apart one factor to find the product of 5 times 8? You can draw a rectangle that shows how to break it apart. For example, I might do something that looks like this. 5 instead of times 8, I can do 5 times 4 plus 5 times 4. So I know counting by 5s 4 times, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5 times 4 equals 20. And I also have 5 going across here, down here, remember. There's 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that also, and so going down, that also equals 20. Okay, so I can show it over here with my picture, or I can also show it with numbers over here. So I'm breaking apart this 8, I'm decomposing it, or I'm distributing it into not just 8, but I have 4 and 4. So I know 5 times 4, and I'm going to do 5 times 4. And I know 5 times 4 is 20, and 20 plus 20 equals 40. So I know that 5 times 8 does equal 40. All right, friends, go ahead into Schoology today, practice these different properties, and we'll continue practicing tomorrow online. Great job.